Yes, so hello and welcome again to another exciting edition of Sports Update Ghana. And the Black Stars played against South Africa yesterday, and we lost by 1 goal to 0 to the Bafana side. Well, a lot of people have been talking, and these are my quick thoughts about the game that the Black Stars played yesterday. For me, I think we did very well in defense. That's always been my biggest praise to Siki Akono. I think Siki Akono has the best defenders, and the likes of Jiku and Jonathan Mensah did very well, except that sometimes they allow the South Africans to beat them in their markings. Well, aside that, I also like the performance of Fatal Mohamed, the Accra full captain. I think he justified why the local players must be included in the Black Stars starting lineup. Well, I think Fatal Mohamed played so well. I was very impressed. I didn't even miss Andiad, one of my best players in the team, and I think he should be given much more playing time. Not only him, but as well as the local based players, someone like Ifriye Barnier and Samuel Ashikwe that were called. They should have been given opportunities to play in the game as well. Then for me, I think the team lacks creativity up front. Yes, we've not scored any goal in open play aside from what Caleb Ikuban scored some time ago. I can't even recall the last time the Black Stars scored in open play. For me, I think the team lacks creativity. We don't even know who is going to create the chances for us when the likes of Partey and Kudus Mohamed are not there. Now I think Siki Akono should focus on building more on his attack. He has a good crop of defense, and I think the midfield is also good, except that sometimes injuries is what makes us lose some good players, as well as the restrictions of the COVID. Then again, I think missing our key players in the game against South Africa was one of the reasons why we lost that game. The likes of Kamaldeen Sulemana, who were called back to their clubs, as well as a few other players who could not make the trip to South Africa. But generally, I think it was a good game. For those calling for the sack of Coach Siki Akono, I think it's early days yet. The game against South Africa was a little bit tough. Again, we didn't have most of our players in that game. But Ethiopia game, well, I think we could have done better, except for the individual brilliance of Mubarak Wakaso that got us the goal. I think Siki Akono has to go back to the drawing board and ensure that he builds on his attack. We have a good number of strikers out there. When you talk about Richmond Bwachiyadom, we have other strikers who are scoring goals. John Entry, who plays in the Egyptian league, he's also scoring goals. We have a whole lot of players. I can't recall them right now, but I think each week as a writer, I come across Ghanaian players abroad who are doing so well. We have Myron Bidu, who plays, I think, in the French league, and he was previously in the Netherlands league, but now he plays in the French league. We should search for all these players and convince them to play for the Black Stars. But generally, I think we can still qualify. Our next game is against Zimbabwe. Siki Akono should be given the last chance to head the Black Stars in that game. Then after that, we'll see the way forward. Even talking about the strikers, I just remembered Emmanuel Boateng, who is also very good, and I think we should be calling more of the strikers we know. The time to call new players is there, but World Cup qualifiers, we failed to qualify to the 20th edition of the World Cup in Russia. Now this one is upon us, and we don't have to screw up. Siki Akono doesn't have to screw up. We've made a good call for local coaches, and now we have a local coach, and this is what is happening to us. For those calling for Coach Samuel Boadu to head the Black Stars, I think it's early days here. I think that's one of the mistakes we made in accepting Coach Siki Akono as our head coach. I think Stella Stete is there. I know he's doing his own thing in the background for the Black Stars, but for me, I think it's high time we consider him as a favorite for the Black Stars job, because he's done it with the Black Satellite, and they have been able to win the World Cup in the year 2009, and I think he should have transitioned to become the Black Stars coach in that era. I think it's not too late. He knows a number of young players, and I think if he's given the nod, he will do better with the Black Stars. But generally, I think, well, with a new crop of players, I think there is hope. There is hope. I believe that there is hope even in the local players. We have those are my thoughts about the Black Stars game against South Africa that was played on Monday, where we lost by 1-0. If you've not watched the highlights, I'll leave it in the description section as well as immediately after this video. Thanks for watching. My name is Joseph Adamafi, and this has been another edition of Sport Update Ghana. Peace out.